tell us. It's a brand new podcast on Fusion Radio. Tell us what y'all are about. Tell us who each one of the principals are, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm Treynomics. I'm the host of the Pure Game Podcast. We've been digital for the past 6 months, almost a year. And now we want to take our home here to Fusion Radio, and we've been, we're kind of a podcast that we kind of keep it real, and we really talk about some hard hitting topics,
right? Especially
regarding us in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about finances, we talk about relationships, we talk about current events. Ain't nothing off guard. So if you uncomfortable to having that conversation, don't even come sit down here.
Welcome to Pure Game.
Welcome to Pure Game.
I salute y'all.
I'm gonna segue to my co-host, Mr. Slick Vic. He been with me from day one. My day one A1.
Yes,
Vic,
sir.
say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what up, y'all? What up? And welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for joining us here. We about to have fun.
Oh, word. I need a drink.
Cheers. Cheers. I see her over there. Cheers.
Now, and my co-host, my brother from another mother, Rob.
What's happening, Mr. Cut to the Chase in the building? How everybody doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Good to meet you, Rob.
And then, and I'm joined by, we got a extra special guest today. Extra special guest today. My boy, the one and only. Can you please introduce yourself to everybody?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Done Deal on the track. Joining you from Atlanta. I've been out here for 20 years and tearing up the game for the last 10. I am pretty much the one of the co-founders of Young Thug. I did Stoner, All That Came From Nothing mixtapes, the Rich Gang tape with Thug and Rich Homie Quan, where I did 14 songs. Plus, I did She Twerking, Hannah Montana, Cake for Trey songs, Raph,
That's dope,
ASAP
man.
Rocky.
That's dope.
Worked with Drake, 21 Savage. I own a studio in Atlanta called Death Star Studios.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that name, by the way. Sir, I love that name.
Yeah.
Death Star, like, come on now.
Yeah.
That's super lit.
Star Wars.
You're right. It's super lit.
Yeah.
That's super lit. Look,
Yeah.
we live, so getting these comments, you know what I'm saying? For the audience that's watching, please get in these comments if y'all got questions to Done Deal. I know I got some questions for you, Done Deal. Oh, man. So, like, being in the game for 20 years, which for one thing, it's a hard feat to even be in the game and still thriving in this game. Like, so what type of changes have you seen from the game from when you first started to where it is today?
Man, that's a broad question, but I'll narrow it down to saying one thing is music has moved to streaming. So I came in on a MDRC, which holds you contrary to like CDs being pressed up and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden it switched over to streaming, where your streaming money starts to come in, YouTube, monetization. So I've seen music change in the ways that instead of having to sell albums, now people just listen to music, and it's kind of free for everybody except for the people that make it.
Right.
So that's it.
Oh, that's fire. That's dope. Hey, one thing I always want to ask you this question.
What's up?
So, like, because like I said, you've been in the game for 20 years. How did you know that music, this is what you wanted to have as a career? Because
all right. So when I started, I was a rapper, and rapping, I don't like being on the spot. Like, I barely come and do interviews for real. So I don't like being on the spot, and I always thought to myself, like, what could I do that keeps me in what I love without being in the forefront, which was music production? Because most people don't know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? I get to go out and do everything I want to do and still live the life I want to live. But the thing that made me say that I wanted to take music serious is, on a humbug, I ended up doing the music for Tyler Perry's plays when I was younger.
Period.
And got a stupid check because he turned those plays into movies, and they still use my music for it. And so when I got like a $300,000 check for something that I was playing around doing, I was like, oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's
this is where the money is. So that's what I did. I stuck to where the money is. I've always been a hustling, ambitious little dude. So when I was, 18, 19, that's what happened. And now I'm 36. So
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
That's
thing.
what's up. So like, what type of advice you might got for like a young up and coming producer who he might not have no connections. He might be out there in Arkansas or something, and he really wants to break into this game. What type of advice you want to give that person?
move from Arkansas. Go to where the money's at. Another thing is, don't get discouraged. Always be consistent with what you're doing. Consistency is key in the music industry. Even when you feel like you're at your wits end with this music thing, keep going, because those are the only people that end up making it. Is the people that keep going.
Oh, that's fucking.
Dropping gems.
That's some
dropping
quick. That's some quick
gems.
gas.
That's some pure game right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that. I love that you saw a dream and you went for it. You didn't compromise your life. You didn't say, "Hey, I'm finna go do this," but you already knew what you was finna do.
Yeah.
You went there and did it. You know what I'm saying? And now you here to give game for the youth that's looking up to, like, maybe they want to become who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's for sure. I feel like a lot of people in this music industry kind of shy away from bringing the next stage of music up because they want to keep it for themselves. But me personally, I hold like beat camps in Atlanta. I bring new producers up. I always get people placements. I've always put people in position. And that's because it's not a race, it's a marathon. You always bring people with you.
Dang, what's up?
That's fire, man. Like, hey, now, do you have any projects you might be working on? Any new things we should be expecting?
Oh yeah, I got something with Kodak coming out. Love for the Streets with Young Dolph, that's already out. One of my songs. Another song with Big Scar and Gucci, Trapping and Rapping, that just came out. Plus I'm working with like my homies, like Quavo and Iceware and a few other people. I stay busy. Oh, also I just signed my deal with Winter Circle, and also doing another deal with Warner Chapel right now. So I'm getting my shit together.
Oh shit!
As you
Sir,
should be.
congratulations.
As you should.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Grind City.
Big. That's big boss moves right there. Now, I was just about to ask this question. I think I went. I think I had a brain fart
Okay.
for a second, but at the same time, I do want to ask you this: like, all of the personalities that you got to deal with, how do you manage that as a producer? Because, like you saying, you broke Young Thug, and homeboys Quavo. You deal with the biggest artists in the game.
Yeah.
How do you manage all those different types of personalities when it comes to producing your music?
You take a personal. So a lot of music is built off a personal relationship, but then there's another side of it that you don't take anything personal. You can't be too personal with music, because if something goes left, you can't fall out with your boys about something that they don't have any control over.
Exactly.
A lot of music isn't handled by the artist, which a lot of young producers up and coming get confused by that. So like they might end their relationship with the artist because they feel like, oh man, you ain't paying me on time. I ain't getting this. I ain't blah, blah, blah. You ain't staying up with me. But people don't understand that, like, out of sight, out of mind. Unless you're in a person's face every day, they got other people they can go to.
Right.
That's it. Like, you can't take music personal.
Yeah.
You just have to be in the right position. When opportunity meets preparation, success. So a lot of people fail on that.
I see a lot of up and coming artists, hang, in a group with their homeboys or whatnot, and they don't get that paperwork done, and that be their downfall, or they fall out when it comes to this music stuff, is because they, ignorant to the fact or don't know how to go get the paperwork done. What is your suggestion to them as far as that way?
Get a lawyer
to get that stuff done.
Get a lawyer. Mm-hmm. First thing you should do, like, for real, even if you're playing around with music production, if you're sending out beats, get you a little lawyer, man. Right. It don't have to be the best of the best lawyer. And some lawyers will work off a commission base, 5%. You don't have to pay a upfront legal retainer or a monthly retainer unless you have like a big lawyer.
Right.
So when you first get in it, you have to understand that there's a legal process. they gonna if a person can take advantage, they gonna take advantage.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
I heard that you had to get an entertainment lawyer, like a certain type of lawyer, not a litigation lawyer.
Not a litigation lawyer.
Lawyer.
But I can say this: even for a litigation lawyer, if your cousin's a lawyer and they know how to read a contract, they can still read certain terms and languages that you don't understand because when it comes down to it, those legal terms and law books that hold like perpetual and all those words that
pretty broad,
right, that you don't really understand. You don't understand perpetual means forever.
Right.
If they're saying they want to, for the 5 years you're with us, for the songs you do during those 5 years, whatever, it's going to be a perpetual agreement. That means they get to eat off those songs forever.
right?
That's real. Yeah, I learned about that watching that Hulu movie, the Chippendales. Y'all ain't never watched that movie.
Yeah, I heard about it.
They wrote like he did like some deal off of a napkin or something like that, and he put the word perpetuary or whatever. I can't. I'm too country. I can't talk that. I can't say smart words. You feel me? I'm from Linwood. You know what I'm saying? But he used that word, and it kind of messed everything up. And I was like, oh man, that's when I saw that. I was like, damn, you really need a lawyer out here. You can't play around.
Yeah, lawyer is important.
Definitely do.
A good business manager after you get the money. You know what I'm saying? And lawyer first, business manager second.
Yeah.
Shoot. Now, as you know, it's pure game. Like I said, we talk about, everything that comes when we go live. And, I got a question for you, okay? As you know, we talked about, how you dealt with many artists. Mm-hmm. One of the artists that you broke was Young Thug.
My brother.
And, we in Atlanta. You can't escape what's going on out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Agreed. So, like, I want to know what's your opinion about what's going on with the current state of this YSL indictment, and do you feel that music is being under attack?
Well, there's a Hulu interview out right now. If you guys get a chance, watch my interview on Hulu where I talk about this, about Thug's trial and what's going on. But what I will say is Thug and the whole YSL. I can't say the whole YSL. I just say Thug in general because that's my relationship. Is of course he under attack. Of course he got a target on his back. A lot of people who get in this music industry got a target on their back. I'd say about 5-6 years ago, I was targeted. You know what I'm saying? I got arrested for some shit I ain't had nothing to do with. And it was due to me being with Birdman, like taking a picture with Birdman, and feds pulled up on me at the airport and grabbed me up. And I was in jail in Dallas for 3 weeks, 4 weeks for some shit I didn't even know what the fuck.
Yeah. Just because of a picture.
You feel me? So niggas get targeted. Yeah. We always got targets on our backs.
Real shit.
I don't know. So, like, what do you think, like, the state of Atlanta, what does it do for the state of, like, the city?
Yeah, it sucks the soul and energy out. You know what I'm saying? Especially with my brother Takeoff's death. Key, Trouble. Like, these are my close friends. These are people I've known for 10 plus years. And watching Atlanta slowly die with it is heartbreaking. But at the same time, life goes on. We all have to push forward and move on to the next, because that's what we built to do. We let it kill us, we gonna die off. Right. So we can't let it kill us. We gotta let it be a cut, and that shit'll heal at the end of the day.
Yeah, rise above it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, I think like it's just like my opinion about it is I feel like not only music is being under attack, not even music, it's really the black man under attack. It's like they take so much from us. Yeah. And this is the one thing that we got that's ours. You know what I'm saying?
Not really. We don't own music. We don't own. And let me tell you something. If that's the case, then it is what it is. But they can't take what's ours. They really can't.
They coming for it.
But you can come for it, but you can't take it.
That's true.
So this isn't something that's taken. It's just we taking shots right now, and at some point we'll get back up. This shit is sad.
But It's nothing new to the rap game because look at NWA, what they had to go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had to rise above this.
Exactly.
As well. So, it just takes time. You know what I mean?
And Two Live Crew.
smarter.
Yeah, time heals all
Yeah,
wounds.
exactly.
3-6 Mafia, all these people being
exactly.
shut down for what they talked about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even Master P dealt with people in his crew getting
Absolutely.
locked. Same thing with. Come on,
Exactly.
this shit is history repeats itself.
Exactly.
Always.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it seemed like they coming for people that's like, like Young Thug. He's giving opportunities to people who never even knew opportunities even existed for him.
Yeah.
And they try to take him away, and he's actually crucial to his neighborhood.
He's crucial to all of hip hop, but it don't matter. It don't matter because if we let one thing tear us down, the whole cookie crumbles.
Right.
So yeah, Thug is in there, but we in there too.
Right.
We're not letting him be alone. Everybody's screaming free Thug, free Thug, free Thug. And that's what it's gonna be until it happens.
Right.
But we have to keep the spirits up. The more we let that shit
to stay strong when they're constantly hitting you with new things like we finna use your lyrics against you.
They've
You
been
can't-
using lyrics against us.
But now they're trying to pass it as a law. Like we could use this in court.
Yeah.
You're talking about what you're doing. This is legal evidence saying that you did it.
The fucked up thing is just because it's freedom of speech doesn't mean they can't use your speech against you.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's happening.
Yeah,
It's been happening.
speak.
They've
Freedom
been on
ain't
it.
free.
Right. Freedom ain't
Freedom
free.
to
Right.
book.
Right. They got the freedom to do what they want to do.
Right.
Just like we
Freedom
got
to
the freedom to
censor.
say what the fuck we want to say. And so when it puts you in a situation like that, it is what it is.
Right.
But Thug's gonna get out of this. It's just heartbreaking to see him go through it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's definitely heartbreaking to see him go through it. And like those type of things, like when we talk about freedom of speech, like you said, it's like you start to really learn those things when stuff starts to happen. Like yes, you're free to say it, but they're free to convict on whatever you say.
Exactly.
Right.
Look at Dirk. Dirk said, none of this is real. In the beginning, you know what I'm saying? This is all a fairy tale. This is all made up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta start
Fiction, not facts.
right. I'm thinking one of my tags gonna be like everything he about to say on this shit is fake.
That's what it's gonna have to be.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's gonna have to end up for sure. We're gonna be like, this is all fictional, folks.
Yeah,
I'm about to tell you.
but a lot of people are storytellers. A lot of people use other people's lives. Like back in the day, Ja Rule, niggas knew Ja Rule wasn't a hard ass nigga. They just, he was using people's lives he saw. So it is what it is. It's about what you see.
Exactly.
It don't have to be you exactly.
Be your experiences, but it doesn't have
Right.
to be your personal experiences.
Right,
It
but
could just be,
courts don't even understand metaphors. You could be saying about murdering some.
you're right.
I'm murdering this and blah blah blah. But you're talking about the beat, or you're talking
Right.
about
Yeah.
how I make money.
Right.
They don't give
Or
a
getting
fuck.
some,
right.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Who's this person he murdered?
Right.
Because they don't understand the metaphor. So yeah, people are dumb and they gonna try to listen. The FBI arrested me and didn't take the time to understand that they showed me a video that was like, "This is you" on the video. And it was some dude that was like 5'6". I was like, I solved the case right now. If you look at it,
Right.
you see the height symbol on the thing,
Right.
and he right on the. They was looking at the paper like, oh shit.
You're right.
But they was like, they still kept me in there. They ain't give a fuck about it. They was like, we gonna figure it out.
And the cold thing about it is, if you don't catch it, they're gonna use that to hang you. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
So
they
you
don't
have
even
to
try.
you have to be smart enough
Right.
to
Gotta get out of that jam.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Be detective
the
yourself
souls,
sometimes.
like, my heart goes out to them. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because especially, I remember watching a documentary when he was talking about Lil Baby and how he gave money to Lil Baby to stay out the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So his heart is saying like, look, ain't nothing in the streets for you. It's everything is over here. And I respected that message that he gave out, and it's kind of sad that they arrested that man that's projecting that message and trying to put onto him a image that maybe he might have projected when he was younger. When
he first started, but as soon as he got some money, he's always been in the studio, bro. He been a studio rat his whole time we've been making music. anytime I called Thug, what you doing? He was already at somebody else's studio. So when I look at the situation, of course, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. But it is what it is. They gonna let him out. Probably he probably gonna do like 5-10 years probation or something like that. But right now they gonna put him through hell. And sometimes people got to go through those trials. I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? It makes you a stronger person. Right. It builds your character and your heart, and it shows you that like who's with you and who's against you. Sometimes what you pray for happens. Yeah. Like I prayed that my enemy shows themselves, or people in my circle that are doing me dirty or whatever the case is. Let me get them out my circle. Exactly. But when you pray for things like that, the prayer is you get to see what it is. What it is, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you got to watch what you pray for sometimes.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest prayers. You know, I ask him to, show me what's for me and what's not.
Exactly.
What I mean? So, and he does it every time. So
you want to know something fucked up? So I prayed right before I got arrested. I was like, God, I need like $500,000 just to end on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to do nothing for it. I've been working too hard. I just need this. Right. And I got arrested. But I got a lawsuit afterwards. So, but still, it was like you gotta be careful what you pray for.
Exactly. That's real shit.
Yeah.
Well, I pray for all good blessings for Young Thug and his family.
Oh, it's definitely gonna happen.
I really pray for Atlanta because like after this situation with a combination of YSL and Takeoff, I think Takeoff really took the soul of Atlanta off.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was a blow.
Like
super blow.
Like Takeoff was the spirit of Atlanta. So when that YSL went down, it was like the heart of Atlanta, but then the soul went away when Takeoff was gone. And so I'm trying, me living in the city and I'm seeing the changes from what it was to what it is right now. I'm still trying to figure out, do you think it's going to be back to what it has been, or is this going to be like the new normal?
Nah, we'll get back. I'll say this. This happened before in Atlanta, being in the game for 20 years. I don't know if y'all remember when T.I. went to jail.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And Jeezy was starting to fall off a little bit, and like new artists were starting to come up and music was starting to change, but it was never the same for us. It got better.
Yeah.
So, this is happening right now, but we always come up. Atlanta, for the last, how long we've been running music? So
1 minute.
30 years.
You feel
at
me?
least.
You feel me?
Yeah.
At least.
You feel me?
It's been, I say a solid 20 years. I ain't going to say 30 years. A solid 20 years, I'm going to give it.
I give it about from Memphis and Atlanta for the last 25 years.
I'm giving 20.
We're talking about Outkast when they signed to LaFayette.
Yeah, but they wasn't dominating the music scene at the time. I'm saying Outkast is not.
Shots fired.
At that time, West was running. You feel me? West Coast was running it with Outkast. Look, they was running everywhere. Death Row was Death Row.
Guns and Family.
I would have to agree. I live in
that was.
I mean, I get it.
I live in Arizona. We 5 hours away
but
from
you gotta
LA.
understand, we found
where was you at in Arizona?
Look,
where was you at in Arizona?
I live in Phoenix.
Okay, I lived in Phoenix for a minute. Awatuki.
Yeah, it's like everything. 4 hours away from Vegas, nice. 5 hours from LA.
Yeah,
West Coast was running something.
But I'm a Cali kid to begin with in the first place. So I'll say this. Like Corrupt, Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? Exhibit, but think about it. You know what I'm saying? I went from,
don't hold nothing back.
Nah, I gotta talk for real. Because from California I went straight to Atlanta. And the first thing my cousins did was play me 3 6 Mafia. So every summer I would come out here and I was like 3 6, okay. And then Outkast, what the fuck? Yeah. Like music was so different, it was invigorating. Right. Like West Coast gangster Cali music, nigga, that shit's straight.
Look, I'm not saying
that shit's all right.
All right, check
you know
this
what I'm saying? Like, where's the soul in that shit. Like a lot of that shit ain't like Atlanta brings the soul out of music.
You gonna tell a story for
You feel me?
sure.
Where's the soul?
I think Cali is definitely just the vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe, but even.
And I feel like even with like a lot of Atlanta artists, they sing and rap about what they're currently going through. Like a lot of the times, people rap about the life they want to live once they get the money. But it's kind of like, what about the struggle? What about the whole experience? Like, just tell us your current story. And I feel like a lot of the times, like, that's what makes it so soulful, that you're actually walking us through your whole experience of prior to the bread, after you get your bag, all of that. Like, we really walking through your journey.
Big facts. I mean, because you could talk about the current, but it's like, how the hell did you get there?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened before the bitches? Before they was flocking,
before
all
you
of
was
that.
driving that like snow.
Exactly.
Drop
Before
top
the
in beach or
PJs.
whatever. Okay.
Story before the glory.
West Coast don't have that though.
Right.
I'm not saying that they don't have it, but I just say we the blueprint.
Yeah, but they, you know, the East Coast can't relate to that type of lifestyle.
I just feel
so
like
that's why it's the division. It's always been a division because the East Coast can't relate to the swag of the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? They copy the swag of the West Coast and make it their own.
Right.
For sure. So we can't. I feel like we can say we got a little bit more soul in the South.
There's no comparison though.
It's two completely different cultures.
Right.
And I can say that I just moved from California. I was in Beverly Hills. I stayed there for over a year. Great times. But the vibe is completely different. We're not gonna understand the feel of their music because you actually have to be in it to really understand. Exactly. Like, I didn't get Cali music until I actually moved to Cali.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to experience that shit.
And that's vice versa.
And it's all about just stepping off your front porch as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
when West Coast people come to the East Coast, they don't understand the music either.
Right.
So
I feel like,
you know what I mean? Just like just like you were saying, they played you 3-6. We wasn't hearing 3-6 when we in LA.
Yeah.
Just like my cousins, they played me. You know, Bootsy, badass.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that, like
Bootsy dead.
Okay, just turn me on to something new. But the West Coast, nigga,
West Coast is very like to itself. You know, California can go gold and platinum just in the state alone. You know what I'm saying?
Like Texas.
So I grew up. I literally grew up to more like Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Tony Braxton. More soulful music anyway.
Aretha Franklin.
And like Snoop Dogg, of course, is a soulful ass nigga.
Yeah.
Right.
But everybody else in Cali was just like so straightforward about their message.
Right.
Of course, Ice Cube was one of my favorite. He's more of somebody that can pull from the soul.
Right.
But man, it's hard to get like good music in California that's not coming from like this newer generation. Like the older stuff is just alright to me.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm not talking about the music quality. I'm talking about the music dominance.
But sometimes it's not about understanding.
Because what I'm saying
about respecting.
Yeah,
like I sometimes I just feel like it takes like you again stepping off your front porch and experiencing different cultures and traveling. Because a lot of people try to put their 2 cents on the West Coast or this or that, and they never been outside of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the times it takes experiencing, like stepping out your front porch, traveling, going to this country, going to this state to really not necessarily understand. You don't have to understand or resonate it, but you can respect it. You know what I'm saying? Just respect the craft and the creativity. And I feel like that's all what it ultimately boils down to. Just, okay, maybe I can't get jiggy with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to play this on airplay in a car, but I fuck with it. You know, I fuck with the process. I get it, you know?
Right.
What's understood don't need to be explained.
You know what?
Go ahead. All right.
No, I was gonna say, if you've been in Atlanta your entire life, I'm talking about like you born and raised, take your ass to Cali. Just take your. Can I cuss on this podcast? I'm sorry. No, for real. Take your butt to Cali. I would say the North Side, but honestly, I just feel like the North Side not popping. I'm originally from the North Side, but no, take your butt to Cali. Get that experience so you can really. You'll elevate yourself naturally. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Culturally elevate.
That part, yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I got a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
So, you know, rap, you know, things change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So right now, I see a shift going towards Afro beats.
Yeah. Afrobeat,
Jersey, the little bounce shit.
I think music is moving in a
Even
more
the pop
melodic,
stars are like
happy,
collaborating with them.
Yeah, people want to dance. People want to go to the club and stop just looking at their phone.
Full circle.
So it's full circle for sure.
About South Coast, West Coast, East Coast, what's up north? Like that's
Oh,
I'm from
That Jersey bounce for sure.
Every time it comes.
No, that's what we said. We said Jersey, but I feel like
we all
the
got
dancing
the
and
dance
stuff.
for real. Like that's us.
The
like,
dancing and
like,
stuff. The South been dancing. We've been doing our two step. We've been doing that. But the bounce, the beats and stuff that we're talking about referencing, we are talking about up north and stuff. But when he's saying like we just want to dance, like we talking about like back in the day, they wasn't holding no damn walls. You know what I'm saying? Like we was all bumping and grinding. You know what I'm saying? Doing red nose, panoramic. You know, we've been on it, but I definitely feel like it's
Philly.
It's been
I feel
a
like
shift.
me growing up there and having lived there, and I've only been down here for 2 years. I definitely been doing more than that. Like I learned panoramic when I was like 13.
Right.
I was being too grown when I was 8 in Philly. I was popping my little butt and doing uh-ohs and everything else when I was 7, 8 years old in Philly. Like I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like up north is always just like, I feel like New York's coming up low-key. And people don't really because I feel like
it's been up, but that's not the right. That's not what we referencing
like
though.
y'all not.
No.
We're not
At
referencing
some
that
point
though.
in time, New York had that. What do I want to say? How can I say this? New York was before Atlanta. I feel like kind of up there with the music. Am I wrong?
That's what I'm on. Like I'm talking about West Coast, South Coast. I'm like, what about the people up north? Like they've been putting on for music for a long time.
They've been putting on, but they ain't been making no big steps. Pop Smoke and all that. The newer people, they really were. I'm not gonna cap. They really put y'all down because people wasn't really just like putting New York music on the radio before really Pop Smoke and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I would feel like I just feel like the northern music is up and then it was down.
I'll tell you a joke. I never tell you a lie.
And then where Ice Spice from?
New York.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like once Pop Smoke came and then like may he rest in peace, but I feel like Pop Smoke and like after there's really what's not saying A Boogie be doing his thing. Who else? It's a couple other people, but Pop Smoke is really what kind of like put I feel like the northern the drill and the deep voice and all of that on the map, and then everything else came forward. But I definitely give New York their flowers for sure.
The most unique artists I've came across been from New York or Chicago. Not even lying.
I'm not gonna say the most unique, but I'm gonna say there's talent there.
All right, this is what I'll say.
I'm from up north, so I can't help.
I'll say this about up north. There was a point in time where they was up. You had like your Jay-Z, your Busta Rhymes, your all that, and then you got your superstars out of it. You got the biggest stars out of it. Okay. And then after that, it took a 20-year hiatus. It went to Atlanta. So for 20 years, we're talking about what's relevant for 20 years to us. Yeah. But then New York, it got its shine back, just like California got its shine back. I remember there was a point in time where California was dead in the water, and then DJ Mustard, came through with that bounce, Tyga, so on and so forth, and the music started to go back up again. But if they're not consistent, which I talk about, like consistency in the
is key.
Atlanta is the most consistent.
Right.
We got Thug, we got Baby, we got Future, we got the biggest stars out of it. So that's what New York did. New York got their biggest stars out of their time frame.
But they didn't keep it going. But they coming up now. Look, they've been doing what need to be done recently.
Yeah, little TJ. You got a lot of good people coming out from up north.
Tyler, Ice Spice. Yeah. We see y'all.
Yeah. It's
happening. You gotta crawl before you can walk.
It's happening.
They doing a little something.
Yeah.
A little razzle dazzle.
But it's Atlanta forever.
Of course.
Can't wait to the summer to see what our Atlanta artists.
Fact, I'm excited. We outside
if
this summer.
If we got nothing from the summertime from Atlanta artists, I'm gonna be like, what's going on?
I'm not questioning the process. I'm already knowing what's gonna come.
Drop them bangers and all these little girls gonna
we be behind the
shaking our heads.
Exactly. Even the behind the scenes of it just be like it'd be cool to to see. Even just looking at the producers and things like that. Like I have producer friends and things. Just like I be feeling like a lot of the times producers don't even really get their flowers enough because it'd be like none of this would even be going on without me. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, just looking at it from that perspective, it'd be like, dang, like this whole album, like they be constructing and like making it to where it's their feng shui and their motion and everything. And sometimes it's like they can't even get a shout out. You know, like it be taking it to be like working with certain people and things like that to really like get the flowers that they deserve. So I definitely like understand how like the up and coming producers and just people that, you know what I'm saying, don't really got that foot in the door already. Like it's a process. I feel like they don't really, I feel like a lot of producers don't get enough flowers.
I'll say this. Flowers are for when you die.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want flowers. It's about shining. It's about getting your fucking recognition.
Right.
Let me
give me a cigar.
But the way you get your recognition is through money.
Period.
Like all them flowers and shit. Like y'all can save it for my funeral. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the flowers. Let's get to the bag.
Yeah.
And so that's my mind frame. Is like you want to give a person they quote unquote flowers. Nigga, that's the bag. Let's get to the check. Let's get
support
to the
me.
Right, support me.
Support my family.
Right. Give me the attention I deserve.
I like that.
Yeah, fuck the flowers.
Give me my money.
Yeah,
I take my apologies in Cash App, Apple Pay, money
Right, where's the
order,
bag? I don't care about no recognition. I don't want you to even. I don't even want you to like. I don't need a shout out.
That's real shit.
Did you?
Okay.
I made I made
pay the
100.
deposits.
Right. Where's my
Send
money?
the invoice.
Yeah, direct deposit me.
Hey. Well, host.
That's what's up. Let's see. Y'all just spit a lot of game. I'm just sitting back taking it all in, you know? Shoot, I appreciate it. If y'all not liking this video right now, y'all better motherfucking like this shit. You feel me? Shit, but I appreciate you coming here giving us some pure game, you know what I'm saying?
No problem.
But like I said, I'm still back on the fact that I understand that you know, Atlanta is doing their thing, but now here's the thing, you know, Memphis is coming up.
Memphis been coming up.
Memphis is coming.
How long money bag been out?
Money, you know what I'm saying? Right. Memphis is coming for us. You know what I'm saying?
Memphis been listen. Atlanta's whole sound. Most of trap music comes from Memphis. Trap music is Memphis music. So it's been on the spot. People borrow, come back, turn it. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. But Memphis been on the map. Memphis is hard.
Memphis is hard. So
and I this is the other thing. I always feel like Memphis artists in Atlanta, like it blurs the lines for real. Mm-hmm. Like
you're right.
Nobody really cared that the Future from Memphis.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Future from Memphis?
I
thought from Kirkwood.
He from St. Louis. He originally from St. Louis. He been out here for 25, 30 years, just like Waka Flocka from New York. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like people come to Atlanta
from Alabama.
And then
is anybody from Atlanta?
UK? Ain't 21 Savage from the UK or something?
I'm considered ATL.
Yeah, I've been out here for 25 years plus. Like I'm from
solidified. Exactly.
Yeah.
So how long you gotta live somewhere before you consider
at least 10?
At least 10.
At least 10. You gotta be a decade.
Yeah, at least 10.
You gotta be a decade.
I don't know because if you live in one place for like
decade.
Once you did 10 years here, you from
you're not a resident until you have that accent.
And I kind of
I'm talking about.
You don't got that accent.
I don't know.
You ain't a resident.
I just feel like if you wasn't really raised from when you was a kid on up for real, I'll take teenager. You can't really consider yourself an 18.
Like I be telling folks, I grew here, you flew here. You know what I'm saying?
Point, you was just around it.
Right.
Like I said, a decade.
I need a 10 ball from you.
10 ball. What you call it? 10 ball.
10 ball.
Let me get that 10 piece. All west, no
Look, hot lemon pepper, extra crispy,
all flat,
with a peach lemonade.
Yes, but you gotta mix it. You gotta
see. That's not that Atlanta shit. That's how we know.
Yeah.
Look, that's not that. No, we're not mixing nothing. It's a peach lemonade with light ice. Don't do too much.
Yes to the light ice, but you gotta do the whole.
You know, a lot of people travel here just for that peach lemonade.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
I don't know. Like I'm from LA.
Oh, you
You
are?
know, yeah, I've been living in Atlanta for like over 20 years now. Since I came here in 2002. So I've been here since Club Envy was downtown, and then they moved to the east side, and then they turned into Club Chocolate and shut down. and now it's I don't even know the name of the club now, but you know what I'm saying. But that's how Atlanta. It was. I was here when they had BMF. The BMF billboard was on. They had 4 of them. They had 4 of them. You feel me?
Going up 85.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit, we talking about the atrium. We talking about Club Illusion. We talking about going back to the 90s. See, I'm from that 90s generation. Chocolate. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, some of y'all probably wasn't even born when I was riding here clubbing and shit. 559.
I'm a 2000s baby. I was born in 98, but I grew up in 2000. So.
That's when it was popping. Yeah.
99 is where it's fine. 99
still in
is where it's fine.
I'm 80s baby, so.
Yeah.
I
Can't relate.
Can't relate.
I think we call this crazy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
I mean, y'all got the... Y'all been through hell and back, but y'all got some good memories.
Hell yeah. I'm freak Nick.
Let me tell you something about
shit. What you talking about?
Let me tell y'all something about 80s babies, okay? 80s babies, I'm gonna just give one little thing about 80s babies, okay? We are like the least respected generation living right now. We went through a recession, 2 recessions, damn near a depression. We went through
the crack era.
The crack era. We was born in the crack era. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk that shit.
We went through it
Reaganomics.
I was sober.
We came from a world that didn't have computers to now smartphones. You know what I'm saying? And then we went through the most, and then they call us what? Entitled? What? Yes. We don't get shit out here. We gotta get it how we live. You feel me?
If anything, the 2000s babies is entitled. They can't even. Y'all don't even. You can't read a map. That's the end of story.
They can't.
They ain't never had map quest.
They don't know about map quest. They don't know about map quest.
You got a point.
I was about to say that's true. I remember having to use Google Maps.
That map quest something serious.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Map quest.
Instructions out.
We coming with we got the papers like, we
I'm printing instructions out for you, mama. It's only 13 minutes away.
In y'all experience, we got everybody, you know,
while flipping the CD book.
Decades or wherever you want to call it. What is the most freakiest generation?
Damn.
What the freakiest?
We went from being motivational to
the freakiest.
My mama is one of 12.
2 Live Crew.
One of 12.
The only reason why
they were born. See, back in the
you remember 2 Live Crew, right?
The only reason why
my mom got 7 kids by 7 different baby daddies. Her air the freakiest air.
Oh,
that's that 2 Live Crew era. 2 Live Crew era.
Because I feel like us, the only reason why I say the most recent generation is awesome, like
2 Live Crew eras. You probably one of them dancers on the stage.
They were bored, so they had nothing else to do.
Man,
but I feel like the most recent era is everybody's freaky, but I feel like recently we got OnlyFans now. We got OnlyFans, we got DMs. We got Cash App me to be a part of my private Snapchat story.
That's more of
the hoes is
prostitution era. A porno era. That's monetary, give me money. I'm talking about genuine freaky. That you just want to freak the freak. You feel me?
You right.
That's freaked out. That's freaked out.
You got to think about what real freaked out is. Freaked out was when people was just doing that shit for free.
Just cause. That's what I'm saying. I agree, but I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to a bag, it takes a different types of confidence and boldness to like say a price tag on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it take a different level of like, come on now, like, oh, I'm gonna be by myself this time. Oh, this time I'm gonna be getting it hit from the back. Like you're planning this like content. Oh, yeah, like your camera angle is up and you getting down with the goddamn get down. Like
PMC said it best.
Very bold.
You know, people ain't dead, it just moved to the well.
I ain't mad.
They not having fun with it. They not having fun with it now. They just want to have money for it.
I ain't mad.
If it's for money, it's
not genuine. They're not doing it from the heart.
Yeah.
Right. If you're gonna be a hoe from the heart,
they're not feeling it from the genitals. You know what I'm saying?
They intentions in the wrong place. You ain't no hoe for real.
They feeling it from here and here and not here. That was the freak nigga era, Daytona Beach era.
Exactly. They doing splits in front of the backdrop.
Yeah, bike week.
That was Daytona Beach era.
Yeah, bike week.
Freak nigga. Yeah, exactly. You know, you feel me?
Yeah.
Murder Beach.
Exactly. That's that computer love.
They fucking on the street.
On the street.
Do y'all think that
lady in the street, but a freak in the
Pass
bed?
that mic over to her. Let her spit her game.
Like for real, all the girls in our generation are like, oh, I can show my coochie better, I can shake my ass better, send me a bag. Back then it was like, I'm a freaking private nigga, you gotta wait for it. Right.
Oh,
nah, they was freaks in the open.
Nah, they was all freaks in the open.
Nah, you gotta think.
Them titties and them nipples was ass.
Yeah.
My mama is a living witness. That's how I got here.
Back to the days where it was like that.
Magic City was way
Serve the
before.
coochie.
don't forget Club Nicky.
Right, you feel me? Like Atlanta strip clubs have always, the girls been out here.
Right.
They've been out here
Since the 60s.
You feel me?
Coochie been
It's all.
You're talking about the scary ones. Like, I don't want to
Reserve the coochie. Preserve
Yeah,
the
but
coochie.
you gotta understand, they didn't
Reserve
have the
coochie,
platforms that you guys.
Yeah,
have.
they ain't had a platform,
If
but they was still getting that money.
If they had
was
if they
still
had
getting
that
that
platform
money.
in the 60s,
Man, come on,
trust
dog.
me,
They would have more
You
money.
ain't gotta
but
go
they
back
was
that
still
far.
getting that
How we
money.
go from music to coochie?
We can just
It goes hand in
we
hand.
start 88.
Yo, it's Freaky Friday. That's what we look. Y'all don't know. It's Freaky Friday. That's how we get down.
For y'all that's new to this, you know, Freaky Fridays usually designated to Freaky Fridays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So nothing is uncensored. We tap into the inner orgasms to the
Okay, and an orgasm.
Squirt is piss.
Let me
sex
put a
parties,
sneaky
everything.
link. Let me put the
Nothing's off
sneaky link.
limits. You know what I'm saying?
That's my man Slick Vic.
Look,
Like,
we're gonna drink out on
Right.
that one.
We're gonna have to get a little.
Oh shit! Look, for the OGs, like what he said, for the OGs that been watching Pure Game from the beginning, we used to do shows three nights in a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's
right.
Friday was Freaky Friday. That's
right.
So you already know.
we had sex therapists on the show.
Yeah.
We had all that.
So at first, since we wanted to compact it down to one day, we said, you know what, we gonna come and we gonna be responsible for the first half of the show. But guess what's gonna happen? It's Freaky Friday. You feel me? So I was just waiting for Vic to go ahead and just throw that out here. You know what I'm saying? It's your first time in Atlanta?
And now we're doing Freaky Fridays.
Oh yeah!
Cheers.
Cheers to the Freaky Friday. You know.
Oh, not over the computer. I don't be in charge of that.
Everybody, if y'all ain't poured up, I'm telling you because it's starting to get spicy. Vic, I know you got some more questions, bro.
Hey, you already know.
Uh-oh.
You already know.
Ask the ladies, man. We got, my boy gonna kick back. Ask the ladies.
I was about to ask a quick question.
So what do you guys leave for your mans now? You know what I'm saying? Everything's online. So you're showing everything.
No. Some show everything. I'm gonna say some show everything. Exactly. I feel like it all boils down to morals and values at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't got the same mama. Some people ain't got, unfortunately, mamas and daddies to teach them anything. Mm-hmm. So it really boils down to morals and values. Me personally, my mama don't play that shit. Like, when it comes to my man, I'm a grown woman. I know how to please a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But when it comes to actually like public eye, like I don't feel the need to. Some people want to like leave certain shit to the imagination. Mm-hmm. Like when it comes to wearing certain lingerie and things like that. Like I want to be sexy and things like that, but on a consistent, regular basis, I'm gonna leave certain shit to the imagination because it's like okay. Once upon a time, girls wore lingerie to bed. Now we wear it with skirts and heels with a jacket over it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what do a nigga got to look forward to?
I feel like
not all the time. I'm all for women. I'm all for women empowerment. I'm all for feminism and all of that. But I'm just like about when it comes to me having a man, not my single life or anything, but it has to be a certain like boundaries and respect when you get into a relationship. It's just there's single me and then there's my man.
Okay,
me,
so
you know
the single you. So
you're
speaking in regards to if you were in a relationship, you gonna keep it private to the imagination. Right.
Really,
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because when you're single,
really in general, but when I have a man, even more so. Like even more so, like when I'm single, I may, want to take a step out on the wild side. Maybe out with my girls. I'm trying to show a little clean, whatever the case may be. You done see me outside before, so you know. Right. But I'm just saying, when I have a man, it's just certain boundaries and respects. You know what I'm saying? That I may be on my single life. I may be outside till 5 o'clock in the morning. When I got a man, I'm inside by 2. I'm inside by about 3 o'clock because it's just about principles and respect. To a certain extent.
Me, if you got it, flaunt it. That's all I gotta say. People pay to get their bodies done so they can flaunt it. If you got it naturally, I don't give a fuck. Show your skin, girl. Show your little cleavage. Right. Show your booty cheeks. But
you're showing skin right now, and you're still You right now can give off the same exact
there's a way you carry yourself and make it
that's
sexy.
Why I say it all boys
don't make it raunchy.
You can be sitting next to somebody with lingerie or whatever the case may be, with cheeks out, titties out, everything
raunchy,
and you're showing the same exact amount of sex appeal as her without as much skin showing.
Because let me tell you, this dress is short.
Saying, right. It just
short, baby.
Down to how you,
but it's cute.
How you walk, how you talk, how you carry yourself.
When you dress like that means you're trying to catch, right?
No. I wear whatever the fuck I want.
I'm wearing what I want.
I literally walked out the house in a bralette because why
the bitches?
I'm just gonna wear it.
Let's be clear.
I wore this today. I wore this today. This is my choice. I wasn't thinking in my mind, "Ooh,
what man can I satisfy?"
No, it was literally me saying, "Oh, I feel confident. Blue and pink. I got the little slit in my pants, and I put that thing on.
So
like whatever."
When you guys are thinking like that, do you guys have a man in mind? Like, dang.
No. Well, I'm single. If I had a man,
so basically, what you're saying, you don't give a fuck what how a man perceives you. It's only how you perceive yourself, right?
Honestly,
because it's
why
are my intentions.
Why should I care
Who cares how it's? Well, okay, it's haven't had because it's like. Who cares how I'm perceived if I know my intentions? At the end of the day, caskets don't come with bump bags.
True.
So people are going to talk shit about you when you're dead, when you're gone, whatever the case may be. So if I know that at the end of the day, my intentions are X, Y, and Z, I can be clothed fully and people are going to look at me like, look at this bitch, look at this hoe.
A man...
do you think a respectable man would like that in a woman to be out there like that?
Yeah, it depends on the man too. It depends on the man.
Until
every respectable man
is for how long? I mean, man. You know what I mean? We got men on here. How do you feel about this? You know what I mean? Do you want your woman out there like that?
Until a man can really show me that he want me for real, I would be a lot more classier. But right.
Say that again.
Don't bag a bad bitch if you're not gonna let her be a bad
bitch. At the end of the day, if you talk to me how I'm looking, then I can't be. That's on you. You knew what you was when you signed up.
What's your opinion on this?
So why get mad when a man treats you as they see you?
No.
All right. Let me interject real quick. I'll just say.
Go ahead, interject.
All right. So men have to have a different respect for women these days. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at it from a different perspective because everything's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, women had to try to get a man to solidify their life existence. Right. And now it's like women are doing things for themselves, of course. So don't look at it as like, okay, yeah, she being a hoe, she looking like this, blah, blah. Just because you see what you see. Like, yeah,
it is just like that's a creative outlet. Like even like with music, just because you rap X, Y, and Z, that don't mean you about that life. You can rap about the streets. You ain't in the street for real though. It's just a creative outlet.
But it's just like what I said about freedom of speech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It can be used against you.
Right. Just because you think to yourself like, yeah, I'm gonna bag the right type of nigga. You're dressed in your uniform for what you are attracting in your life.
Exactly.
So yeah, you might attract the nigga that's like, okay, I'm looking for a hoe.
Okay.
I'm looking for this.
Because
I'm looking
perception
for blah, blah,
today
blah, blah,
is
blah.
reality.
Right.
Perception today is reality. We got to keep that in mind.
Right. So perception is reality.
I have a question for him.
Ask away.
What do I look like I do for my profession?
Period. Thank you.
That's what I want. I want the guys to be around.
No, I really want to know because I got a point.
What they look like. They do what they.
What do I look like I do for my profession?
It looks like you're doing what you're supposed to do right now. So
I am an exotic dancer at a white club. But you wouldn't know that unless I told you. Because I carry myself a certain type of way.
That's not true.
He's talking about something that's not true.
I'm just gonna say
Break
this.
that down.
I know a lot of classy ass strippers. I'm from Atlanta. I've been out here for 25 years.
But when you approach him, do you be in the intent like they're a dancer? I'm just trying to have some fun with a dancer. Like
I never expect. So even with any woman that I meet, I'm never putting an expectation on what they do, because when I see them, I'm like, this is Atlanta.
Right.
Nigga, you don't know what the
you
fuck
live
they
in
do.
Atlanta. That's the thing.
I live in Atlanta. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I see a girl, yeah, she could be classy, beautiful, driving a Benz, doing this. I'm expecting you that you a stripper.
But that's what I was just about to say.
Atlanta, everyone else.
No. You're both proving points, because at the end of the day, like, there's plenty of times where guys will walk up to me and be like, "Oh, do you dance?" They see that I'm, doing well. I'm well put. They ask me, I'll be like, "Baby, I own a travel agency,
but
travel advisor."
But it's Atlanta. You would assume somebody getting like if a girl get money out here, you assume that they're a
stripper or she scam.
But when I go anywhere else,
double homicide.
They think I'm a real estate agent. They think I'm this. They think I'm that. It's because of the way I carry myself.
That's because they green.
Yeah, green card.
A lot of niggas that's green is gonna expect women to be something else. But me, I've been out here. I understand what the fuck is going on.
I take people exactly for what they are.
Right, and I want to get to know you before I get to know what you do. Like I don't introduce myself to women as done deal. I want women to see me as like, okay, this nigga got a check. Oh, this nigga done made blah 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 blah.
You guys were saying like a certain way
but
that girls wear.
I don't like that.
That's why I'm trying to get
a nigga. I don't want to perceive it, because that's why. Okay, this is what I don't like sometimes about men though, is that like they'll say that like certain women are gold diggers or they only want one thing, but then also at the same time it's like they want women to know that they got a bag. So it's like, if you want it to be known, you're going out of your way to make it be known that you got a bag. Why are you surprised that you're attracting women that's what they're looking for?
That's why I say it's about how you carry yourself.
Yeah, it's all about loving the law. Because I have my own bag. I'm not going on a date with you.
One at a time.
Calm down.
Let's slow this down.
I know y'all excited.
I'm not going on a date with you because I want to eat. I got a fridge full of food.
That is the law of attraction, though. The law of attraction puts you in direction of the people that take advantage of their situation.
I disagree though. I disagree because it's also about, you can have a bag, but I said that the main thing that I made is about making it be known. You can have a bag and nobody will really know that your bag is bagging the way that it is. But you know how people in Atlanta, they like to pop it. You know what I'm saying? Like they like to pop it for real. So it's like you will have somebody that's in the section chilling, rolling up, and he got way more money than the nigga that's standing on top of the table throwing bottles. So that's what I'm saying. Just about the person that is going out of their way to make it be known. You're making it be known that, oh, I got this bag or I got the bottles, but you don't like gold diggers.
There we go. That's
you know what I'm saying?
No, they see that's the
I'm only talking about those type of people,
that's the game.
Not the people that can't relate to that.
That's the game. That's the game. That is the game.
That's a
person. It's a stupid game. But
honestly,
it's those niggas who's trying to attract the women that are dressed like how we talking about.
Exactly.
And so
it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand.
That's the law of attraction.
It's the way you carry yourself. It's all at the end of the day. It's all in how you carry yourself. That guy who popping that bottle.
Saying, you get what you attract.
So yes,
right.
And I just get tired of hearing women saying that there's no good men out here. There's this out here. There is.
There's a lot of great men.
Women don't want good men.
Right.
And unfortunately,
there's not a lot of great women out here either.
That's the truth.
Let's slow it down now. We can't talk over each other.
Women that feel like, oh, I don't need a man. I'm honestly in this point in my life where I just want to be submissive, but also understand that I could still be that independent woman, but understand when to be that type of woman.
Right.
In a workplace, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely show off that independent energy. I'm gonna give that boss energy. You know what I'm saying? But in a household, in a relationship with a man, I'm gonna sit back and be
but not even always. Not always. Because it takes
submission is one part of it, but a man wants a woman who challenges them to be better.
Because at the end of the day, the man is the head, but I'm the neck.
We don't need docile. We don't need docile.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
we need a voice too.
We 80s babies, so go back and watch Coming to America and understand that. Like,
you're not about to say jumping.
We need you to be outside view mirrors. You see what I'm saying? Because we focus on the windshield. We focus on getting to down the road.
Yeah.
Say it again.
just because a girl is in her feminine energy and she's being submissive, that doesn't mean it's not challenging. There's different ways to challenge a man.
Well,
oh, you want to keep me around?
Right.
Of course.
What you gonna do for this? Oh, you want me to come?
That's not a challenge. That's not a challenge. That's not a challenge to a man with money. That's not a challenge. Let me tell you something.
Put on the mic.
But a female could be.
That's not a challenge to a man with money.
Too, like, hey, babe.
No, I'm gonna tell you this.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. Let me say this. To a nigga with money, if a woman's not putting on her captain hat or her CEO hat, and she's like, okay, this is how I'm gonna get to the bag. This is how I can get you involved. This, that, and the third. Boom. Then we got something. Yeah. But when a woman is like laying on her back and like, yeah, okay, well, look, you're not gonna get pussy if this.
Right. Like,
I don't think I meant it that way.
I'm not saying that you meant it that way, but it's just kind of also
just the
it
mindset.
came out wrong. Yeah, it's just also just like at the end of the
man.
day, like it's like I either want to be with somebody that I can grow with or learn from, and like ultimately, again, like bitches be wanting a nigga to take them to Del Frisco's, baby. You ain't never had Del Frisco's in your life. You want him to buy you a designer bag. You never bought yourself nothing designer. So it's like, ultimately, I hold a man to the same standard that I hold myself to. I'm not going to ask you for anything that I can't do for myself. So a man is never going to make it seem like he made me or she ain't start getting her hair and nails done until I no, baby, every 2 weeks.
Women don't understand.
You've been seeing this.
Niggas want you to need niggas want a girl to need them until they need them.
Right.
And then when they need them, they going to be like, you can't do shit for yourself?
Exactly.
Damn,
you gotta need them a little bit.
Right.
You know, I don't want to have to ask. It's like
you see I
regularly get my hair and nails done. So you like, oh, I know this is usually around the time you get your hair done. Here a couple $100 or whatever the case may be. But you know that's gonna happen regardless. It's not happening because I'm waiting on you to give me bread. You doing it but off strength. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
when men don't understand, we want them for reasons that they think we don't want them.
What does that mean?
What's that?
The thing is,
what do you mean by that?
What's that?
What does
What's
that
the
mean?
thing is, we want y'all to do the little things. Y'all don't think that shit matters? Opening my
Of course
car
they
door.
do.
Right, come on now.
Saying you beautiful in the morning. Like little things matter. We think we hold on to the little things more than we hold on to the big things. Like, oh, I bought you a bag. You nigga could buy a bag. Come on, any nigga can buy a bag. Not everybody got etiquette. Not everybody got values.
Niggas living out their car, my sister.
Things. But you got women don't know how to do the little things in a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
to want
it's
that
vice
man
versa,
to
same
continue,
thing.
They might start off like that. You know what I'm saying? They might start off holding your door until you start, yapping at the mouth, giving them or attitudes and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that you start losing respect from the man. And then once you lose respect, that's when it goes haywire.
And it's also about communication,
now
though,
you're trying to
too.
get it back and asking him why you don't do this no more? Why you don't do that more?
I'm not saying every girl deserves it. I'm just saying for the ones that do.
Not just communication, comprehension.
Comprehension, yeah, because you can. Yeah, look, if somebody committed to misunderstanding you, you could talk all day, and talking all day don't mean nothing if they don't get it. So I hear what you're saying.
They'll listen to have a rebuttal.
Yeah, you listening to respond instead of to understand.
Have an effective conversation.
So do you think that's most women?
I feel like that's a good amount of women and men. I don't think it's only women. I feel like it's both ways.
I think it's ego. And ego is gentleness.
Pride, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel like it's both a handful of men and women. They listen to respond instead of understand.
When men voice, their concerns or what's going on in the relationship, I don't think women take that serious.
We want to know what I will say though. I think women they look too deep into what they want a man to be instead of taking him exactly for what it is. Mm-hmm. Like a man can put him down on like, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like I'm really just having fun, X, Y, and Z. And you're like, okay, because you really like this guy and you like, oh, I can change you. No. Maybe after talking for 6 or 7 months, you'll want a relationship, baby. I told you what I came here to do. You better have that roster ready. You better take your men and your women for exactly what they are. You got the girl that is always going to be there to cook your sandwiches and cut them in a triangle no matter what. You got the girl that's going to be there to open your door when you just want a little something. You got a girl that's going to hold it down. You better take exactly who they are for who they are. Don't try to change nobody because everybody got their roles.
So
stay in your lane.
Roster for a man.
Oh no, I ain't got no roster. I got a
For
man.
a man.
Princess treatment.
No, you allow your man to have different women.
Oh no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
But no, I'm saying, do you feel like you could be everything for your man?
Of course.
You can?
Of course.
So he has no issues with it?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's everything for a man?
Of course.
What's everything?
Everything for him. Everybody's everything is different because ultimately, like, when I'm with somebody, I want to feel like I'm their friend. I want us to feel like we're locked in. So if you feel a way about me doing something or don't agree with something, you're going to speak on it as soon as it makes you feel a way. That's a lot of people's problem. So, they speak on it when they're mad or when shit hitting the fan. They want to talk about what I did 2 weeks ago. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You should have said that shit 2 weeks ago.
So how do you feel about the fact that like most men, and this is true, most men want to add girls in their relationships?
This is how I feel about it, right? Just speaking of like true personal experience.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that I allow the person that I'm dealing with to deal with other women, but I will say that I expect a man to do man things certain times.
Word.
Like, not saying that it's okay for a man to cheat, but if I peep something certain, it's kind of like certain shit don't surprise me.
So you don't think women are capable of doing the same thing?
Of course they are. But in regards to the question that he asked me, I'm just saying that I'm not just so quick to leave my man alone if he do certain things on a certain level. You see what I'm saying? It's levels. You feel me? Is you cheating, or is you just entertaining a hoe? Because I'm not about to let go of my man for entertaining a hoe, and I know he's right next to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So you will leave him for having a relationship with somebody else?
For sure.
Why?
But because what you lying for?
What if he not lying?
No, but that's not the scenario. Now, if we talking about that scenario, if you're
that's what I'm talking about. I'm blatantly honest.
Yeah, if you're telling me, if you're putting me down. Yeah, if you're putting me down and I agree with it, that's what we on. But you give me the information and you let me decide what to do with it. I'm speaking on the people where you're leading me and you're leading me in the blind. If you put me down and you give me my choice and I choose to keep dealing with you, I choose to keep dealing with you. But don't be on no sneaky shit.
Team, stop lying. Stop lying.
Yeah, just don't put me down. Because I may like that shit. I may, you know what I'm saying, want to have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah, 100% stop lying.
I'm not a fan of like polygamy. Me and another woman.
You're agreeing to something that you really not down.
But methodically speaking, hypothetically speaking, because what if I am? You know what I'm saying? Like, different strokes for different folks.
But if you were, you would have brought it to him in the forefront.
Not necessarily. Why? Because it's kind of like, okay, sometimes
so
certain women...
a form of accepting.
Yeah, because certain...
You don't want to... You're not really going to be happy.
No, I disagree because a lot of the times, like, for example, it takes people bringing certain things to a forefront for you to want a certain experience. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes you may be closed-minded to something, but you may want to take a step out on the wild side. You may like this guy enough to where it's like, okay, let me try something different or whatever. You may... No, I feel like certain times you may want to bring in something
to you. Like, no, if you like girls. And
no, I agree with that. But I'm just saying that it depends on how he brings it to you. Like, for example, if he's like, okay, let's try X, Y, and Z, or I want to do this or whatever for my birthday. I may say no. I may say yes, but that's my choice. You're letting me have the choice. You're not trying to be on no sneaky shit like, oh, I like girls, or I want us to have a polyamorous or whatever the case relationship. And like, you know what I'm saying? You're not sneaking it on me.
Right.
But if you say it from the beginning, it's different.
Right.
Just give me the choice.
Not every man.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't do it from the beginning, that's your loss. On to the next.
Yeah.
The fuck? It's how many people in this world that's on the same page as me? So if you put me down from the beginning, we good.
It becomes,
just give me my choice.
Where, okay, now you accept it. Okay, boom. We have this little fling or whatever may happen. But in the back of your mind, going forward, you're always going to think that man is looking for somebody else.
But that's the thing. But why? That's not the case. Because how do you know that I don't got three other niggas that's not compensating for what you're not giving me?
I don't think
I
that's
have
true.
3 other niggas that's compensating for what I feel like you're not giving me. Because if you're smoking dick, if you think that you just told me
what?
You're
smoking dick.
You're smoking dick if you think that you just told me that you want to have an open relationship or deal with other women, and I'm just sitting here waiting for my turn for you to... I got Tommy.
But what
goddamn.
What if he is giving
Tayshawn.
you everything you need, but he wants another woman?
Okay, you're giving me everything I need,
So
and then
you're
another
going to leave-
another
what if
nigga's gonna give
So
me
you have to
what
So-
I.
So what if a
somebody
nigga?
that's faithful?
What if?
That's what I'm saying. See, y'all are
Wait,
mixing
hey, hey, hey.
scenarios, though.
Everybody calm down.
Somebody else at that point.
Even if,
Right.
What if?
even if it is the threesome or the polyamorous
Mhm.
stuff, if he comes to you
Mhm.
and he says this to you, and he goes and he wants to do this, and you don't want to do it, then what?
Then that's the conversation. I don't want to
Then
do that.
what?
I don't
So
want to do
you
that. I'm
don't
not
think
gonna
he's
go
go-
with something I don't
You
feel
don't think
comfortable
he's
with.
going to step out?
But that's the thing. I'm not worried about a nigga stepping out, because once I worry about a nigga stepping out, you're not my nigga anymore.
so. But now
That's the point that I'm making. If you tell me
so
X, Y, and
he's
There we
Z,
go.
telling you.
that's what I'm saying. If you're telling
In
me
so
I want to
many-
do
in
this,
so many words,
and
if
I'm
he
saying I'm not
asks
fucking with that, you're not my nigga anymore.
Yeah, it's a
You're back on the
relation at that
roster.
point.
You went from number 1 to number 3. You're not number 1 on the roster anymore. You gotta be more competitive than that. If I'm telling you that these are my standards as my man, and you're not willing to meet, and me too. I don't hold myself to a standard that I don't hold my man to. So if you're telling me that these are your standards as my woman, and I'm not meeting those standards, I respect you in any way for cutting me off the fucking roster and not making me number 1 anymore, because I'm gonna do the same thing. So if you tell me that this is what you want to do, and I'm not fucking with that, then I'm not fucking with that. You're gonna have to find somebody else that's fucking with that, because there's 1, 2, 10 other women that's gonna do that what I'm not gonna do, and there's 1, 2, 10 other niggas that's gonna do what you're not gonna do. So shit, we may as well go goddamn find the people that don't compensate for the role.
So what if you guys love each other? What if you guys?
See,
This is my question.
That's why we're talking about investment
What
now.
if, what
You
if
see what I'm saying?
what if
Because
you are in love with this person
Exactly.
to the point where it's like I
You
can't
got
see
investment.
I can't see my life without this person, but he's telling me, look, I love you, but to keep my game on tight, because let me tell you something, sexual energy is the thing that drives most men to big success. Sexual energy, being able to come to a place and express yourself and still flirt and still get numbers and still
because monogamy is
right.
forced on us.
Right, monogamy is forced, and if you've got that energy and you're bringing it into your life with music, or you're bringing it in with business, even a sales, like you got to sell cars, it still takes a certain amount of energy that you can manipulate people enough that they see you like, okay, like,
but I feel like that's
It's
where it
called
comes
charisma.
to not being insecure. Like, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not, I'm not fucking with you because I think you ugly. You think I'm the only person that's gonna think you look good? You know, I'm expecting if women, no, but I'm just saying, as far as like when it comes to your bag and like the example that you use with selling cars and things like that, I'm not going to expect my man to be like, oh well, I have a wife, so I'm not gonna. Nigga, you better bring a check home. You better do whatever the hell you got to do, but it's boundaries.
But
it's
you just
it's a
said
line.
that you would leave him if he wants another woman.
That's
though.
not the same thing, though. Him saying that he wants another woman and him being a little flirty, it's not. Him saying that he wants
gotta be a little flirty.
Exactly.
I gotta get my money.
Him saying that he wants another woman and to bring another woman to our relationship and being a little flirty to secure a car, it's not the same thing. That's why I perceived it. So maybe I misperceived it. Maybe I misperceived it.
But what I'm saying is that in order for a man to thrive, there has to be a certain amount of chemical reaction between other women for him to be what he has to be. And so, yeah, I might I got a girl, right? But I tell my girl, like, look,
I'm gonna step out.
I love you, but there's a certain time of the year where I kind of got to put on my shit and go out here and go bag me something, so I can still be on my A's and B's.
But me personally, I don't agree with that. I wouldn't want a nigga like that. But if I was the type that was okay with that, then it would be okay. That's what I'm saying. I respect somebody like you that gives me the choice. That's my point. Give me the choice and let me say, yes, this is what I'm down for, so I can have my cake and eat it too. Or say that's not what I'm fucking with, and you can go on to the next one and I can too.
The issue comes in is that when you don't have a nigga like that, he out there cheating. Because he doing the same shit. You just don't know about it. So either you want the candy coated lifestyle that you think this nigga, as long as you don't catch him, you good. Or you got the nigga that's coming to you and being like, look, babe.
And I prefer that one.
You believe in cheating.
But you gonna leave. But you gonna leave that one.
Do you provide the
So you
space
believe
for
in
that
cheating
man to come
respectfully?
and tell
Like as
you
long as
good?
your woman don't know what's
It's
going
not cheap.
on.
It's not that cheap.
Say
It's
that
not
one more
cheap.
time.
It's not
Do you
cheap.
provide the safe
space
not
for
true.
him to tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not
No, but
saying
he's scared that you're gonna leave him.
No,
you already
but that's
said
the
it
thing.
because you already said I am number one. I don't want nobody else.
But that's you're getting that based off of the conversation that we're having.
We're having a conversation.
Just because I'm communicating to you currently right now what my standards are with a man, that doesn't mean that a man that I'm with doesn't feel comfortable with coming to me and telling me me and my niggas locked in. Exes or not. I don't got no bad blood with nobody. Everybody feel comfortable with saying what it is. They my partners for real. But at the end of the day, your standards and my standards is totally I can have so much love for you. I can pick up the phone right now and call somebody I dealt with 2 or 3 years ago. And it'll be like when we dealt with each other, but we obviously wasn't meant for each other because our standards in a relationship wasn't the same, and that's okay. Honestly, that doesn't make you a bad person.
Honestly, y'all, let me just say this. The dating scene is just so twisted and backwards, period. So it's like the conversations that we're having right now here in 2023 is, I'm listening to this conversation, I'm exhausted. The fuck?
I'm hearing the same thing over and over.
Because it's just the way that society brought us to this point.
I wouldn't even say society. I would say
maybe not society.
Social media. Social media brought us to this point.
Yes, but
social media brought us to this point. People be having
social media glorified it.
Over glorified relationships.
I think as we've been delusional. Like history has told us, we have men who have outside babies with people. So I think now we're delusional where we think that these men are going to be faithful. So as women, like if we're watching them continue to cheat, your mama been cheating on, your sister been cheating on, we're watching them.
I got aunties in relationships now.
And in your mind, you don't think that you should be like, hey,
baby, Beyonce got cheated on. I know I can be cheated on.
So if this is the standard, so we know that a man is providing, if he's providing everything that we need, why can't he step out? Why can't he do this and accept it?
Okay.
He can, but I can too.
Okay,
you can, but
let me tell you something. That's not what a nigga want.
If the terms of the relationship, you have to lay the terms of the relationship. So if he say, "Hey, I want to step out, but I don't want you to step out," he is supposed to have everything you need so you don't step out of the relationship.
All right.
So I don't got.
All right.
So this is what she's saying. Let me tell you what she's saying. She's saying a nigga pay for your car, your house, your fucking lifestyle, everything that you do. You wake up, you using everything that this nigga got.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Well, it's not the problem because it's not a problem. Let me tell you why. Wait. Let me tell you why it's not a problem. No, you shouldn't be independent. People are codependent. Men and women are codependent upon each other. That's why man and woman were made to be codependent upon each other.
Upon each other, that means 50-50 or.
But it's not 50-50. But life is not 50-50.
Hold on for a second.
But life is not 50-50.
Never have an end to it because men are always gonna have their own personal thought process, and women are gonna have their own personal
doesn't mean the conversation doesn't get somewhere.
Right, that's a fact.
The conversation has to be had.
It has to
be
had. But how many times has this conversation happened?
Because
it's been happening from the beginning of time when cavemen were knocking women upside
Two things.
That's why we come on Pure Game, because we like to get everybody's opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's different opinions.
And there's two things we got to come to: understanding and comprehension. Right. We have to.
Right.
Communication is not enough. So as a result of that, we got to understand
But you
something.
made a really good point. She made a really good point as far as just like her saying that if he's paying for X, Y, and Z and he's doing everything he needs to, why can't
you are dependent, not independent? Even if
it's like, what do you have a want for? What do you have a want for?
Because it's not just taking care of me financially. You have to bring something to me spiritually, sexually, whatever. So, but he is fulfilling everything. But he's saying, "Hey, I'm good with you. I love you. We have an amazing sex. However, my appetite for women." Mm-hmm. I have an appetite for women.
And I feel like hypothetically, if I was okay with that, let's get it. I'd be down. But I'm not.
That's why. Hold up, everybody. It's straight knob. It's the host, right? The host, okay? Hey. I've been sitting back, listening to y'all speak. I got one request, okay? One big request, okay? Because I know how Pure Game Podcast gets when we start throwing that bombshell. We was all cool in the beginning, then we threw that bombshell, and now everybody's up percolated. Please allow everybody to talk, okay? I know, I understand. You got in your mind, you like, hey, this is my opinion. You want to get it out while that person's talking. Let them get their shit off first. Then, so that way, because we got to think about the audience and the listeners. Okay, right. Your opinion is not going to be. Nobody's going to hear it if you're talking over each other. Right. Okay, it's not about the loudest who speaks. It's about what the words that you say. We
can sing together. We can't talk together.
So now I'm going to slow it down, and we gonna pop this off now. Done deal. Can you please tell these girls what it is? You know what I'm saying?
Young women.
These young women.
The ladies.
Whatever you want to call it.
I mean, there's not much that I could say that makes a difference except for to say that relationships are they haven't changed. There is no difference between the 50s and 60s when niggas had whole other families in another city. You just couldn't find out about it. Right. Now you got women that are investigational reporters. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're going to find your whole lifestyle and figure out everything and figure out who you talk to. And so, yeah, it's more visible because of social media. It's more acceptable because of social media. Right. But niggas been doing this from the beginning.
And as a result of that, that's why it's important to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to add to that is that it's not codependent, it's interdependent.
Interdependent for sure.
Because we have to lean on each other. If we're in a relationship, we got to lean on each other. Now, as a man of my caliber, I've been with my woman for 20 years. This year. That's a whole lot of time.
For
right?
Sure.
We done seen a lot of shit. We done been through a lot of shit, right? And as a result of that, we had to have some tough conversations about our relationship. Right. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Sure. I stepped out. Guess what? She stepped out. As a result of that, we had to come to a conclusion to say, hey, man, we need to talk. Because the reality is that we're lacking somewhere, and then we're not being honest about who we are in this particular relationship.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so as it relates to that, men, there is nothing you can take away from who we are, our biological makeup. We're built on variety, but it's a way that you go about that variety of fulfilling that variety. You see what I'm saying?
That's for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So as a result of that, it comes down to communication, comprehension, understanding, humility. Shit, you see what I'm saying? Because we don't have all the answers. Right. We don't. We got to talk about this. You see what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable. But we have to talk about this because we're dealing with insecurity, we're dealing with ego, we're dealing with pride. You see what I'm saying? We're dealing with feelings, emotions. It's like we're dealing with traditionalism. You see what I'm saying? What religion taught us. We're dealing with all of these things. Yeah. We have to have these conversations and stop feeling a certain way about it because of what we were personally exposed to growing up.
Exactly. Right. A lot of girls be getting with these African niggas and then they figure it out. They be like, oh, this nigga got 6 wives. My bad. They didn't know until they got, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
My whole life I didn't believe in marriage because I never had a decent, I never had a decent view of a marriage. All my aunties get cheated on their whole marriage, beat on, cousins, failed marriages. So I never had a decent, marriage to look up to. So for a long time, I didn't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
But when I got older, I realized, if it's the right person, it's the right person. If you want to get married, get married.
That's
do it off you. Don't do it off of all the failed relationships around you, because then you never gonna find what you looking for.
It's easy to view other people's relationships, which I think is a big issue in today's society.
Right.
Is people looking at relationships thinking to themselves, this is the type of relationship I'm supposed to have, and you don't know the truth behind the relationship. Right. And then you get fooled into getting into something that is a failure from the jump.
Done deal. Let me share this with you, man. You said some real shit right there. Let me say this. Relationships is not a one size fit all type deal.
Exactly.
You all as two individuals have to talk about where y'all are. Now, a lot of times we're not going to go into it because we living in this fantasy. We have this idea of what relationship looks like based upon what Disney said, based upon what your church said, based upon what your mom said, based upon all these different factors. But as two individuals that's coming together as one, you have to have that communication. Yeah. You have to have that talk because there are going to be things that's customized for your relationship that's going to hit your ass, and it's going to be unexpected.
For sure.
It's going to be unexpected.
Right.
Have that talk. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something. Me and my girl, we got together. She was 21. I was going on 26. Man, we came in this shit idealistically. We had these whole dream, 2.5 kids, the picket fence and all this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? But the reality is, when life began to start happening 5 years into it, I'm not in love with you no more. What the fuck you mean you ain't look? I never loved you. What?
Yeah, all these things start.
You see what I'm saying? So as a result, those things begin to shift. I'm not happy here. What you mean you're not happy here? I done bought you a house. I done did this. I bought you a brand new car. What you mean you're not happy? And see, those conversations have to happen. If we're not going to go into this, see, you got to remove ego out the way and really get down to the root. Okay, how do we get here?
Right.
Because we can get caught up in trying to chase the bag or whatever, but at the end of the day, that's a person sitting next to you.
Yeah.
That's a person laying next to you. You see what I'm saying?
And that's where it happens at right there. I don't think individuals or a lot of individuals know how to navigate them tough times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the conversation we need to be having.
Okay.
Is how do you navigate them tough times when, them feelings are here. It's right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Instead of going and crying on Brian's shoulder and Becky giving Becky and Becky giving you Becky.
Blowing the back out.
I think men and women cheat for different reasons.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Men cheat because it's in their blood, which is weird, but it's true. And women cheat.
You don't think women cheat because they're lacking something?
Of course, that's why women cheat. Though women cheat because they're lacking something. Men don't cheat because they're lacking something. Niggas cheat because they want to cheat.
Women don't cheat because they're lacking anything. We like men just as much as y'all like women, and we like variety also.
Women cheat because they're tired.
No,
sometimes women cheat because they just want a different nut. I mean,
we're all different, but at the
just want a different.
I got a question. Why do y'all want to beat? Why y'all want to think the same way we think? You gotta understand. No, here's the thing.
But do it ever make
it?
Let me get my shit off. Did we just talk? Then we just had this thing. Let me get my shit off.
I'm used to I understand how men feel because I've been played by females. I feel like it's because I like girls. No, like respectfully.
No, okay.
Let the host have his 2 cents.
Men do the things that they do.
That's what I'm trying to sit in here thinking. Like, I cheated with a girl on somebody.
I feel you.
Not the same. You're not a man.
I feel you. Can I get my shit off, please? Man, I get no respect.
Talk your shit,
on the
man.
Pure Game Podcast as the host. I'm not understanding this. I want to get my thoughts together. Can I give y'all my opinion?
Of course.
Is it because the crowd can the church? Can the church give me a
Amen. Come on, church.
Here's the thing, okay? It's our nature. Men have our nature. And the thing about it is not in your nature. It's okay. It's not in your nature. We can, when men cheat, it's like it's no emotion to it.
Why do you think?
What makes you think women have emotion?
All right, check this out. All right, no, hold on.
The reason why this is the reason why, because women are naturally nurturers.
We nurture multiple people at a time. So why can't we nurture multiple?
Y'all think y'all can? You know why? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna keep it gangster. Okay, because you are the fucky. And we are the fuckers.
Listen,
think about this.
You're being honest from a fucker's perspective, from a man's perspective.
Let me get my shit off, okay? Let me get my shit off, okay? Take your finger and put it in your ear. What feels more weird? Is it the finger or the ear?
But what do that have?
What is baby? That was gotta do.
That means
different example.
I'm gonna tell you. You know why? You know why I give that out? You know why I'm saying that? It's because y'all having somebody enter you, so that means you taking that with a lot of consideration. We enter and shit. We just pumping our shit in there.
Let me give you a perfect example. Let me give you.
You're not gonna allow just some random dude to just come inside of your body.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
I may not allow them.
Here's the thing.
Because guys be swearing that listen. Just because I may not let a random man come inside of me, of course I have standards. But that doesn't mean that
exactly.
I don't just want to fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a nigga is annoying as fuck. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't interest me as my man. But I'm telling him this. I'm telling him that I don't want a relationship with you. We just cool. But you got some good dick.
Okay.
You got some good dick.
I got a good
question. So I'm
question.
gonna let you fuck. And I'm gonna let you spoil me. I'm gonna let you do everything that I need to do because I already put you. I already put you down. I'm not leading you on. I already put you down. I'm not leading you on. I'm not making you think that we're gonna have a relationship because I already put you down. So just like you want to fuck, I want to fuck too.
I want to know.
I don't want to give a fuck about your dreams. I don't give a fuck about what you want to do in your life. No pillow talking. I don't give a fuck about what your partners did 10 years ago. I want to fuck and I want this new bag. The same way you want some pussy and some neck. So it's an exchange. Sometimes women want the same thing that niggas want, and it's no emotional shit attached. So that's what I'm saying. Women be on the same shit that y'all be on. It's not forced. It's just that the standard of women and men that's come along the years, at one point, we couldn't even vote. We couldn't even own land. So your whole perspective of women and what we want and what we can do is totally different. We don't give a fuck
I have
either.
a question. Okay, you now you starting to talk. You starting to talk about slavery and everything like that.
I'm not talking about slavery. This was after slavery, Papa.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
You gotta learn your history. This was after slavery. Women couldn't vote.
You saying a lot of words, but let me ask you a question. You say
learn your history.
You say sometimes you want some dick, right? What when you want some dick? When you like, I want some dick. How do you go about getting some dick?
Well, me personally, as we speak, I call my man. But when I was single, you know, and I had my little whoopty woo, I would call my little whoopty woo.
Oh, you got a whoopty woo.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that's whoopty woo. Answer the phone. Whoopty woo.
All right, I'm glad you said that.
But you know, safeness is key. Like you said, the point of everything I made is that you're not gonna let any random nigga come in you, and I agree because everybody don't be wrapping that shit up. We in Atlanta. I'm not letting any nigga just come in me ever.
Check this out. Check this out. You just asked, like, you just validated everything.
No, I
said.
didn't, because you said any nigga.
Hold on, you not even let me talk.
You're right.
See, here's the thing. You have to listen. You can say words, but you got to listen. In order for you to grow and learn and get wise, you got to listen. You got to take some game in. You feel me? And I'm going to give you some game, okay? Because it's Tradenomics and it's pure game. All right? So I'm going to give you this game, okay?
Put me down, please.
When you know why I asked you when you were single and how do you get some dick? And you said, I'm going to call my whoopty-whoop, right?
Whoop-de-whoop!
You said, I'm going to call my whoopty-whoop. So that means you are committed to that whoop-de-whoop because you have to. No, you're not committed as a relationship, but you're committed to having that only one whoop-de-whoop enter you.
But did you hear what I said after that?
Hold on.
I said if he don't answer, I'm gonna call my other whoop-de-whoop.
You got,
and if he don't answer, I'm gonna call my other. The same way you got multiple whoop-de-whoops. What you talking about? You got your number one goat.
Hey, now.
If a nigga can't find it, he gonna
calm it down now. Let me.
And women will do the same thing. We should have sex with randoms too, and be perfectly fine.
No,
like,
I don't think that's
not what I'm
saying.
saying.
I never said random.
If you are
I
sexually
believe
attracted to
in
a person,
STDs, HIV.
Okay, no.
Wrap it up. Safe sex is the best sex.
So okay. So she's so opinionated. I got another question. What if you don't have no wooty-woos? Are you if you need some dick? Are you comfortable with fucking random? niggas?
I have a rose toy. I have a vibrator.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about you need that. No. I'm asking if you had that. If you needed. If you needed some certified. Look at me. If you needed some certified meat, but you ain't got no whoop-de-whoops, are you okay with fucking a random dude?
No.
Guess what? Men are.
If
we need some pussy, we ain't got no problem.
But you just asked me.
We ain't got no problem for that.
Did you hear what you just said though? You said.
Good night.
But did you no? He's saying good night. Did you hear what he just said though? He asked me if I'm okay with fucking a random dude. It's plenty of bitches that are.
I'm
so
sure,
me personally, no, I'm not okay.
We're
but there's plenty of women that are very much okay.
And that's where we said not all women. That's where we said not all women are comfortable.
No, but you said that. He ain't say that.
But not all.
We not finna bring no semantics in this thing. I'm asking you, and you already answered my question. You know why I knew you was gonna answer that question? Because for some reason y'all think y'all minds be different and individual, but in general, None of these women is going when they get horny going fuck a random dude. And in general,
that's like having one night stands.
I call a hoe right now to fuck you.
Is that not random?
I call somebody right now to fuck you.
No, most of y'all got some whoopty whoops, and y'all
I
go
got
whoopty
you. I'm
whoop
gonna put you
it.
down. I tell you a joke. I never tell you a lie. I ain't gonna put it out there, but I'll call somebody before you want to fuck me right now.
Statistically,
methodically speaking, if you want some pussy right now, I got a number to call.
Yeah, you got numbers to call.
A woman always, I ain't gonna say always. 9 times out of 10, she'll go back to the dude from 10 years ago, who she's familiar with, because it's all about body count, it's all about pH balance, it's all about all that other shit that comes.
I'm not trying to put my business out, so I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm saying it's a lie.
We in the age of social media.
I'm saying it's
she
a
might
lie.
answer a DM. I'm bored. I'm horny. This nigga's in my DM. This nigga's in my DM. Oh, I'm bored. Let me see what it hit for.
Because guess what? If the dick wasn't hitting on nothing, the body don't count. So what do you mean?
You're not fucking random niggas.
Like women,
if the dick wasn't hitting on nothing, it wasn't a body. So you
randoms all the time.
You saying that the body matters? They don't.
This is why.
Why are we in 2023 thinking that the male brain and the female brain are different brains?
Because they
are.
We are different species.
That's why they're different names. If they were the same, they wouldn't be different names.
If the body,
well, we're not talking over each other. Cut out.
There's men that don't cheat and there's women that don't cheat. There's both on both sides. That's the problem, is that we all try to make all of us one brain. Men all have one brain. Women all have. We all sat here and said different sentences. All women. Oh, but not all of them. All men, but not all men. That don't make sense to me. That don't
It does make a lot of sense because all men aren't the same and all women aren't the same.
What do we say? We got to put that disclaimer in there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
Not all,
Let's
but
put that disclaimer
most.
in there.
I just
Look,
feel
a
like,
good amount. A good amount of women
I
and men.
know pastors
Nobody's the
that's
same, right?
telling you not to do it and going and
And then a lot of the times, women and men complain about certain habits, but you have the same standards. You can't complain about the same thing over and over.
Hold on, let Dundell speak.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, niggas is niggas, and yeah, there's some women that say, okay, I'm a good girl, I'm not gonna cheat on you, I'm not gonna do this. But just like y'all said, y'all got these niggas that have been saved in your phone for months, and the first time the nigga do something that you don't like, you might, shit, I'm gonna spend the night
because I'm
bored.
Boop. Because I'm bored.
With whatever. And at the end of the day,
that wasn't a thing. If I was single and you said, because the question was, if you were single,
stop in the room. You gotta run them back. You gotta I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, you gotta run them back.
If a random, will we do randoms? Even if I was in a relationship or single, randoms could get done.
Word.
Word. Agreed.
I feel like everybody just want to feel good. Like I feel like everybody just want to feel appreciated.
Let me tell you what changes our brains. Let me tell you what changes our brains. I was raised by a single woman. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of men are raised by single women. And then a lot of men are raised by a family household, right? And then a lot of women are raised by single women. And a thing about single women that have kids, a lot of them are scorned by men. And so you may see a reflection of that in the man that you're talking to, that doesn't want to be that type of person to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like he saw his mom struggling his whole life. She was getting cheated on. She was this, that, and the third. So a nigga might be like, nah, I need to have a family out. I want to get married. I want to blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But they still mama's boys, which women hate. You know what I'm saying? But these are the niggas that women see as this nigga square. This nigga right. Green as hell.
This is what you're saying. Blows my mind. He's talking about a human, right? That's gone through things, right?
Right. That changes your brain.
Right.
That changes your brain.
He's a woman or a man. People go through things. As humans, we go through things. So we all have different individual minds. Like we all have individual feelings and connections that we are
connected through energy.
Like it just don't make sense to me. Like we always try to do this gender shit. It's just like,
so do you go to the bathroom? Do you go to the bathroom with your girls when you get to the club or with niggas?
I don't give a fuck if
Let me. It's just a question.
And I wanted him to protect me, and I wanted him to walk me to the
question when you
bathroom.
go to the
bathroom with your bitch.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I have a group of niggas,
this is getting
let me
too
tell you
out of
what the
hand.
difference is. Let me tell you what the difference is. If you go to the bathroom,
One mic at a time.
If you go to the bathroom with your girls, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about the same shit. You're on one type of mind frame. Usually, girls who cheat hang around girls that cheat. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true. That's not true.
Birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together.
That is not true.
This is the world we live in.
I have a hoe. I'm a hoe keeper.
I'm not a hoe
She is
too.
by far the absolute most faithfulest person.
But let me tell you something. If that nigga fuck around,
no.
Okay.
No.
All right. All right.
No, I just want to give everybody a chance. I respect everybody's mic.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
why I'm not saying nothing.
I've been that nigga. So look, I got married really young. I got a 14-year-old son. I got married when I was like 20, 21 or something like that. Got divorced when I was 25.
21.
Yeah, I know. So when I was young, I got married, but I was that nigga that was like, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna do this. I'm a faithful nigga. Yeah. I watched my mom go through this. Yeah. I watched blah, blah, blah. And it took a few things for me to get scorned to be like, you know what? Fuck these bitches. Yeah. I'm about to be the dirtiest nigga in town.
Period.
And
I like that.
And yeah, your friend.
It's not respected.
Yeah, it's not respected. Women want that nigga.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
It changes.
I had to realize.
Yeah, but some your friend may be faithful. But at the end of the day, enough things that go through your mind, enough things that go through your household, how you feel, whatever the case is, the perfect storm will lead you to be another person. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck who
say
you
that
are.
shit again. Hold up, rewind that track. Rewind that track.
And how you raised.
It's the perfect storm.
Talking about birds of a feather flock together, and I said that birds of a feather do not flock together. We can be polar opposite and still be friends, and still I can tell you my whole story.
You gotta be evenly yoked with your friend
and you
groups and the person you talk to. I'm sorry to tell you.
Whole story.
No, because my man is a total opposite from me.
Yeah,
like so.
I don't have. So let me tell you something. This is gonna sound fucked up, but I don't have any friends. I have associates. I have people I hang around. But
so
the
that
people
means
that
birds of the feather. That is your.
No.
That's your flock.
Let me tell you something.
That's your flock.
We're gonna scientifically use different adjectives.
You don't want to be associated.
We own to you, my brother. We own to you.
It is what it is. But I have associates. I tend to be a lone wolf. I'm by myself most of the time.
This ain't Twilight.
So why can't the one girl out the friend group say that? Why can't I be like, I'm the one lone wolf? Like my friends be going out, they be.
Yeah, because if my friend the whole, I'm the whole keeper. I don't like doing all that extra shit.
Again, we talked about perception is reality. So if a nigga knows that you going out with your friends that are hoes, it don't matter if you're a hoe or not.
Listen, right? If I'm going, let me give y'all a perfect example, right? I wouldn't say that my girl, that some of my homegirls are hoes, but they are single, so they do single things. They still hold themselves as young women. They still be on ladylike shit, but they do single shit. They thought, look, I agree with, but let me just finish. I agree with you. But if they shaking ass and everything like that, I may, do a little twerk on them, but they might go and twerk on a nigga. Right, I'm not gonna go twerk on a nigga because.
Let me bring up a perfect scenario for you. Mm-hmm. Your girls is like, all right, girl, we going out, blah, blah, blah. So a nigga automatically thinks y'all going out. Who is the friend that y'all going out with? Whatever. This isn't a real question.
Okay.
This is just the reality of it.
We're going out with each other,
right? But y'all are most likely gonna end up in some nigga section, right?
Type shit. But listen. Let me tell you. Even with stuff like this, we host stuff. If I'm getting paid to be on the flyer and go outside, I'm gonna be outside.
We didn't talk about money. We're not talking about no monetary.
I don't go out without a bag. Let me say.
We're not talking about monetary gain from going out. We're talking about you hanging out with your girls.
Okay.
Hey, babe, where you at? Blah, blah, blah.
We're going to the bar to get lemon drops and seafood pasta. I don't got to be in a nigga section.
We about to go out, baby. But you end up in a nigga section at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck what the... Hey, where you at?
What the dynamics is.
Oh, we at the African club.
Yeah, we at the...
With niggas.
With the ones with the bag,
with
period.
Niggas. At the end of the day, perception is reality. If a person sees that...
They really don't.
Then they think to themselves, okay, so you out with me.
If I
You're right.
If my
So
girls
you
are in
can't-
a sex, I'm just going, oh, y'all got it. I'm finna go home.
No, because I feel like that's where loyalty comes in. If somebody trying to get my number or whatever the case may be, you can't get my number, but you can get my Instagram. That's where I make my money at. You can get my Instagram every time.
But a person's a man's mind goes straight to like
perception.
Okay, so you was so these dudes was getting your Instagram. So they didn't hit you up in your DM.
Not every man.
Blah, blah, blah.
I feel like you talking from an insecure man's perspective.
Oh, look at that. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey.
I feel like he's talking from an insecure man's perspective. You're not talking from.
Hey, hold on.
I think the man was just asking questions. Is what I think.
No, he's asking from an insecure perspective.
You think so?
Of course, because he's not asking from his own perspective.
I am asking from my own perspective.
Okay, well, I feel like that perspective.
I'm not an insecure person.
Well, in my opinion,
my issue is
in my
that
opinion,
if a girl sees me out with, so if I get a section and I got 20 girls in my section, and my girl's like, "What are you doing right now?"
I'm not gonna ask what you're doing. I know what you do. You're a producer. You do this. You do that.
Not true.
I'm expecting the host to be blocking. What you mean?
But guess what?
How you think I got here?
So, all right, let's back up though. Let's reel this in. I have a question for you, sir.
Go for it.
Let's reel this in. All that other shit we're talking about. So 20 people in the section, bro? Like 20 people? 30? No, I'm not good with that.
Y'all ain't never been to mansion?
I'm going to get my own.
You feel me?
I'm so not good with 20.
Been to mansion before?
20 people in
yeah,
section?
20 people, 30
Fuck
people,
that
50
shit.
people
No.
in the section. Have the whole
I'm going to need to have like at least
the
maximum 5 in my section.
No bitches.
The maximum, like on some real shit.
Where the bitches at? You got 5. Where the bitches?
All right, hey, now.
Anyways, Fusion Radio, one world, one voice at myfusionradio.com. You guys been listening to a brand new podcast, and we're so excited to have them here. It is Pure Game Podcast. We're going to do this every Friday. Are we going to do it every Friday night?
We're doing it every Friday night, 8 a.m.
Y'all have a
8
good
p.m.
time. You said 8 a.m.
I said my.
He said 8 a.m.
8 p.m.
I'm still not going to be here at 8 a.m.
8 p.m. We streaming live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what's because we're gonna have these hard conversations. You know.
Are they hard though?
But yeah, hey, it might be rough, but hey, it helps. You feel me? But I really appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate Done Deal for coming here, blessing us on today. I appreciate you, Peter. For
I appreciate you, man. Isn't this like therapy though?
Oh, it's
like
definitely therapy for me.
Right. For real. Just get it off your chest. Just get it off your chest and keep it moving. Yeah, that's why I love podcasting. I podcast every day, and I just talk shit. That's all I do.
But for everybody that's been here on the journey since the beginning, I want to really appreciate everybody who's tuning in.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate all.
Thank you for coming, gracing us with your presence.
I know, right?
Thank you for the graceful invitation. We had so much fun.
So, are we gonna see you next Friday?
Of course.
There you go.
Look.
Tell your friends too.
Thank you so much, Pure Game. We have so much fun.
I'm gonna tell y'all, we in Atlanta. It's Friday night, so you already know the pregame is at Pure Game. You feel me?
Before we tweak out.
So lock in that Pure Game. But on that note, y'all have tuned into the Pure Game podcast. It's your host, Treynomics. And we out. Peace.
10 bad, then they after me. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete.